Good morning.
I have a good news.
Wave. Beautiful. I should shower. It is officially the next day. I've showered. I've had a good night of sleep. I feel rested. So let's talk about farm work in Australia. I am now in the end part of my 6 months. It has been a long and crazy journey, but it has been really fun. I do want to specify that this talk only goes for the working holiday visa because I don't really know anything about other visas in Australia. So only working holiday. Okay, picture it. You are a backpacker traveling in Australia, having fun. There are kookaburras and swooping magpies and geckos and kangaroos everywhere, literally everywhere. You're trying to understand Australian slang. You don't really get it, but you're keen to learn. And you keep hearing backpackers talk about 88 days and 6 months. What are they talking about? What are 88 days and 6 months? 88 days and 6 months are your mandatory farm work days that you have to do if you want to get an extension on your current working holiday visa. Let's say you're here on your first year and you know you want to extend for a second year. For that, you have to do 88 days of farm work. If you're here on your second year and you want to get a third year, you have to do 6 months of farm work. More specifically, 179 days. And yes, it sounds a lot, and it is a lot. So what jobs are farm work jobs? It is usually vegetable, fruit, or berry picking. You can also work with animals. For instance, I have worked with sheep, horses, and cows for my farm work days. You can also, if you're sneaky, you can also do au pair jobs, and there are honestly some unique, I don't know if that's a word, more unique jobs that you can do for your farm work days. For instance, one of my friends did fencing for a bush relief thing for 88 days, and one of my friends worked in a winery and he enjoyed it a lot. Where to find farm work? The easiest place where you can find farm jobs are honestly on Facebook. There are so many different kinds of groups there. Just type in Farm Work Australia, or more specifically the state you're in, Farm Work New South Wales, Farm Work WA, Farm Work Victoria, and you will get hundreds of posts about farm work. And honestly, it is easier these days with less backpackers in Australia. I remember pre-COVID, it was mostly backpackers in those groups looking out for jobs and posting about needing jobs. But right now, it's actually quite the opposite. It is mostly farmers that are posting that, I have a job for you, come and get it. And with those kinds of things, it is usually first come, first served. So you have to be on it, like be on it if you want to get it. And now you have finished your 88 days, your 6 months, and you need to apply for a visa. How to do that? Honestly, I was a nervous mess when I first applied for my second year visa. I don't know why, but it scared me. It's actually very easy. You just have to go to Australia's government website, type in second or third year visa and bam, it's there. It's super easy. And if you do it on the very last day, like I did, literally the day before my visa ended, it is okay. If your new visa hasn't been approved by the time your current visa is expired, it's fine. You will get a bridging visa, which is kind of like this safe space for you to be. You still have the same rights, it's okay. It's like the waiting period to find out if you can stay or if you cannot stay in Australia. A few tips for doing farm work. The first one, do it early, I swear to God. It took me like 3 weeks when I first got to Australia to get my farm job, and after that it was basically a year of just having fun and traveling around, and didn't have to worry about my days because I knew they were already done. I currently have a friend who is doing his farm work days, and he will get his days literally the day before his visa expires, and that's stressful because imagine if you're in that situation, you have no room for errors. It has to go exactly as planned, and nothing really goes exactly as planned when doing farm work. You never can be too sure, so just do it as early as possible, trust me. The second one is save all of your information. Any kinds of documents you get from farm work that prove that you were there, you were doing that job, save it. Especially important are pay slips. Definitely save those. When you're applying for a visa extension, they're gonna ask a bunch of information from you and they want proof. So the more you have, the safer it is. And the third one is watch out for seasonal work. Seasonal work can be a bit sneaky. You have to know when the season starts and when the season ends, because if the season starts, you won't get a lot of hours and you won't get your days. Take it from me, I'm currently working in a tomato shed, packing tomatoes, and I got here right in the beginning of the season, and the tomatoes weren't ready to be picked yet, so they also weren't ready to be packed yet. That meant basically no hours for me, and I kind of lost like a month with that. So now, because of that, I've had to extend my farm work for a month. Seasonal work is for fruits, vegetables, berries, but also for anything with horses, like selling them. There's also seasons in that, and livestock, there's also seasons in those kinds of jobs. So just know your seasons and you'll be fine. And the last things I want to talk about are the bad things that come with doing farm work and the good things that come with doing farm work. And I want to start with the bad. The first not so good thing that comes with farm work is the feeling of being trapped. You have to be settled down in one place for usually around 3 months. And as a traveler, it gets hard because you cannot really just pack your backpack, hop on the bus and go to the other side of the country if you want to do that. You know that you have to be at home the next day. You have a job, you're committed to it. You cannot really be spontaneous when doing your farm work. It is easier if you live in a little town like I do here in Bowen, because then you can just go and see, what's happening in the next town. And it has really calmed down my wanderlust, but it's still not the same because I know that in the end of the day I have to be home and I have to get myself ready for the next day of work. But if it wasn't for this feeling of being trapped, my travel spirit would have never awakened the way it has right now. I swear to God, my travel spirit has never been more alive, and it's all thanks to feeling trapped. Because honestly, what is beneath feeling trapped is the feeling of wanting to go out and explore. And I don't think I've ever been that excited to go out and just roam and see what's there. So it's actually a good thing. The second bad thing that comes with doing farm work is mean farmers. You will find them everywhere, and especially if you are a woman or a person of color, you will find them to be a bit more disrespectful. You will notice quite quickly that farmers tend to live in their own little bubble, in their own little world, and they don't really think about the fact that us backpackers, we need respect, we deserve to be respected. They don't think about that. They just see us as workers or honestly as slaves, and they do try and get advantage of us. But honestly, thanks to those mean, rude, disrespectful farmers that I've had to work with, I have really learned how to stand up for myself. I have actually had to tell one of them that this is not how you're supposed to treat me. I deserve respect. And honestly, thanks to experiences like that, my self-confidence has boosted and I feel more confident, and it's great in a weird way. Oh, I see a bird doing a mating dance. Okay, they are mating. Alright. And the third not so good thing that comes with farm work is quite predictable. It is hard work. It's hard mentally and it's hard physically. You are working from early hours in the morning to very late in the evening. You're working 6 times a week. You maybe get like 1 day off, 2 if you're lucky. It is exhausting. And in addition to that, you also have like hard working conditions. You have the weather here in Australia, which is quite extreme, or you have just a lot of physical work that you have to do, both which are very, very tiring. But again, thanks to those hard work days that I've had to, survive through, I have learned that I am really resilient. I'm strong, and I've done things that I never knew I could do. I have lifted full oil barrels by myself. I have changed tires that are bigger than me on a machine. Like, who knew I could do such things? But now I know, and it is great to see yourself being that strong and that capable and knowing that you can survive anything. And now to the good things. The first good thing, you will meet so many new people. You will meet so many new backpackers and people from honestly all walks of life, locals, Australians, as I said, backpackers. You will meet so many new people and it is wonderful. You will have friends you never thought you would be friends with, and here you are, laughing about who knows what. The second good thing, and it's honestly my favorite one, is that you will get to experience life in so many different ways. Thanks to farm work, I now know how a sheep shearer lives like, or how a stable hand, or a cowboy, or a person who packs tomatoes for a living, how they all live like, and it's all thanks to farm work. This is honestly my favorite thing about traveling, getting to experience different kinds of life, and it's so mind-opening. It's just, I'm getting chills just like thinking about it. And the third thing, of course, you will earn a lot of money in a very short amount of time. It a bit again depends on the job you're doing. If you're picking fruit, vegetables, berries, it is usually by bucket, and you can either earn like $600 a day or 100. It very much depends on you. But mostly everything else is by the hour, and you will earn some good money doing that. And after your 88 days or your 6 months, you have earned quite a bit, and you can just go and have fun and enjoy the fruits of your labor. It's pretty great. I think I've covered mostly everything there is to know about farm work. If you have any more questions, feel free to just comment below and I will try to answer them. But for now, enjoy your day. Peace.